The mighty Mekong, a dangerous river that hides golden treasure. Religious artifacts worth millions of dollars were lost when a boat sank here in 1910. For a century, no one has beaten the ripping current and lethal rocks to recover the treasure.
This river's just right full of things that could kill you.
But father and son divers and explorers, Mike and Warren Fletcher, will push the limits of this river.
Whoa! Take a look at the surface. Do you see one up there?
And search the world for clues.
Wow. Didn't expect to see photographs of the ship.
To chase down the mystery of the River Buddha. The Mekong River surges through Southeast Asia for over 4,000 kilometers. Here in Laos, it provides food and water for millions of people and is the country's main artery for travel and trade. It is also home to a century-old mystery.
There's a lot of river here to hide a shipwreck in. And a lot of dangerous water to be diving in.
The dive detective's target is Grandeer, a treasure-laden French gunboat that sank here on July 15, 1910. Grandeer patrolled the Mekong, helping to maintain French rule in Laos. She was 23 meters of steam-powered metal, bristling with 3 rapid-fire cannons. When she sank, she was carrying a precious cargo of Laotian treasures, including gold and bronze statues of Buddha. Artifacts whose removal is said to have triggered a curse on the doomed Grandeer and her crew. The Fletchers aim to locate the treasure and return it to the Lao people. But only a handful of divers have ever braved this river. So Mike Fletcher must determine if diving the Mekong is even possible.
Every once in a while, you see this big upswelling of water and whirlpools and spots where it's boiling up from underneath. There's times when you can't tell which way the river's actually flowing because even though the water's flowing this way, there are back eddies that send the current going back upriver. It's a very confused current.
The river's current is unpredictable. It can surge to more than 20 kilometers an hour. Flash floods, treacherous rapids, and blade-sharp rocks claim hundreds of lives a year.
Look at all the different directions the water's moving through there. Imagine trying to dive in that. That's the kind of thing that scares me.
Mike looks for a location where he can test the waters. As his son Warren follows a trail of clues he hopes will lead them to the River Buddha. In London, England, Martin Bailey, a journalist, has discovered secret British government files about Grandier's sinking.
This particular Foreign Office file was entitled Sunken Royal Treasures, and of course that just grabbed my attention.
And there are some kind of secret files? You said they were released?
They were released or declassified after 30 years.
The confidential file details correspondence between the British Foreign Office and Tony Beamish, a Briton working in Laos. It reveals that the British were searching for the same treasure. In 1964, they developed a detailed plan to salvage the treasure and return it to the King of Laos. And they pinpointed a specific area where they believed Grandeer had gone down.
The location was identified by Beamish, and this was the rapids of Tong Sum, and that was a few kilometers north of Tadua.
Okay, well that should help us out a lot.
Yes, I hope so.
The Mekong courses through Laos for more than 1,800 kilometers, forming a natural boundary with neighboring Myanmar and Thailand. The British identified this 500-meter stretch of water as the area to search. Mike follows the lead 60 kilometers downriver to the isolated town of Tadua. A ghostly haze hangs over this stretch of the river as farmers slash and burn the forest to cultivate crops. As the sky changes, so does the Mekong. Currents grow stronger, and massive boulders now define the river cliffs. The raging river churns up sand, reducing visibility to almost zero. These conditions are extremely dangerous, even for a world-class professional diver like Mike.
The sand is literally full of water, and it really is quicksand. Imagine what it's like out there where the sand is in constant motion. But you would not want to struggle too long in this, you'd be gone.
Two things will determine if the Fletchers can investigate this place: underwater visibility and the current's speed and strength. And the only way to test them is to get in the water. Mike ties a guide rope to a rock to prevent the Mekong from sweeping him away. Air cells in a wetsuit add buoyancy in the water. If the current snatches Mike off the line, he should return to the surface, rather than being trapped underwater. But taking the plunge here is dangerous. Laos does not have a diving industry, and few people have ever explored the river's treacherous depths. The name Mekong comes from the Thai, meaning mother of waters, a force with the power to give life and to take it away. Many believe the river is home to the Naga, gigantic serpent-like creatures that hide in its depths, and to which the Lao people make sacrifices.
You just can't see anything down here. It's terrible. It's near zero visibility with all the sand churning in the water. All I can see with my light is an orange glow.
The poor visibility means they will not be able to search for the treasure by sight. And the river's currents still need to be tested. It's the dry season, and the river is at its lowest, but it's still moving fast, roughly 11 kilometers an hour, and it can quickly spike to more than double that speed. In flood, the Mekong is deadly. In 2000, more than 800 people, mostly children, lost their lives. Mike drifts downstream, racing past rocky outcrops, over submerged fish nets, and through whirlpools that could capture and trap him.
I'm good, yeah. Well, I'm really glad I did it, because now I have a much better sense of the river. I got actually caught in a whirlpool there for a bit, and it did spin me around, and I did feel at times that the river could try and pull you down. Wonderfully exciting to think that I may have just now drifted over top of our shipwreck, the Grandeer.
But the Fletchers will need a plan to battle the current before they can search for the treasure. A continent away, Warren is on the trail of La Grandiere's commander in the general's hometown of Grenoble, France. It's nearly a century since General de Bellier died on the Mekong. He was a commander in the French colonial force in Indochina and obsessed with collecting local art. At the family estate, Henri de Pazy, a descendant, has a surprise for Warren.
Bon, voilà une photo du La Grandière.
Wow. Didn't expect to see photographs of the ship.
Warren gets his first proper look at the target. The photograph shows La Grandiere actually traveling the Mekong. The steamship was powered by a large metal boiler. It's an important detail for the team and will help them choose the right technology to assist their search.
I wonder when this photo was taken, it certainly looks like the river's in high flood there. You can actually see trees underwater, just the top sticking up out of the water.
La Grandiere made her fateful last journey in July 1910. The Mekong was flooded, swollen to as much as 18 meters above dry season levels. The high waters hid danger, massive jagged rocks beneath a surface pounded by strong currents.
And I'm curious, was the general in Laos on official military business, or was he just on his own personal quest?
N'est pas une mission militaire. Le roi du Laos était en discussion avec le Louvre à Paris pour préparer une exposition sur le trésor du roi du Laos. Et comme le général était à l'époque un des personnages français le plus important dans le sud de l'Indochine, il a pu négocier avec le roi du Laos que celui-ci lui prête une partie des belles pièces de son trésor.
The Louvre has no records to confirm the general was bringing treasures back for exhibition. But the secret British file states the treasures left Laos aboard La Grandeer, and reports the Laotian royal family was deeply grieved by the removal of their national treasures. But the king felt powerless to protest to the colonial authority. De Bellier's rank and stature in occupied Laos may have influenced the royal family to relinquish their treasures, including statues of Buddha, precious artifacts with deep religious significance. Laos has been a Buddhist country since the 14th century. The removal of sacred artifacts would have caused great insult. Most of the lost treasures came from here, Luang Prabang, the Laotian center of Buddhism. At a local monastery, the monks conduct a special ceremony to protect the Fletchers from the perils of the Mekong.
Some of the Lao people believe that anyone removing religious artifacts will fall victim to a curse. Before he left, General de Bellier was warned about the conditions in the river. Maybe La Grandeer sank because of their bad karma. That's a risk we don't want to take.
The hunt for La Grandeer has unusual challenges, so the team are equipped for the unexpected. Their riverboat is loaded with 20 cases and half a ton of gear. It's their home and work base on the Mekong. The team's boat is strikingly similar to La Grandeer. Both have long, thin hulls designed for the river's serpentine narrows, but the courses of rock and boulders still hold danger. The similarities may offer clues to help the Fletchers understand what happened to the general and the treasure.
I wonder if anybody's even considered the fact that maybe he had a mechanical problem, like the steering broke.
Could happen, right? Or you tap a rock and bend your rudder or something, and I mean, you're at the mercy of the current.
The vessel's mechanics are primitive and haven't changed in a century. The steering is a length of chain wrapped around a drum. The ends link back to the stern, where they're attached to opposite sides of the rudder to turn the ship.
It is a nice, simple system, but you know, it could fail any time. One bolt comes loose, and there you go.
Now, I'm assuming Grandeer had logging chain like this for its steering, but the early steamboats actually had rope.
Oh,
yeah. So you hear stories about the rope chafing on pulleys, or worse yet, you get a fire. Now you got a ship on fire and no way to steer, right?
Well, it's one thing to lose steering out in open water, but in here in this river, you got tight turns and currents and all sorts of things you got to avoid.
No, it's part of what makes me nervous. Steering would be absolutely critical, especially in flood when you got these giant whirlpools that'll throw you from one bank to the other.
The river's glassy surface hides numerous wrecks and masks very real dangers. The Fletchers must adapt diving techniques and call on a combined 40 years of experience to take on the might of the Mekong. The team used what Mike Fletcher learned on his scout. They develop a plan for diving in the racing currents where La Grandeer and her treasures were lost. They will drop heavy weights instead of rocks on either side of any target.
local boatmen don't have traditional anchors, at least not the kind that we think of as North American or European anchors. So we actually had to go to a scrapyard and buy this old engine block to be the clump weight that Warren and I are going to dive on.
The Fletchers will attach guidelines to the clump weights. They will then travel hand over hand down the rope to the site they need to investigate. The ropes will be a lifeline in the river's treacherous currents.
Warren and I are just looking at the river. This is where we put our clump weight, so this is where ultimately we're going to end up if we can pull ourselves up to the weight. And the risk of getting pulled off the rope and sent downriver where you can't see what's coming is what is really dangerous. Let's imagine that there's a tree sunk in the river and we're drifting like this and we can't see it. Suddenly you're stuck. You turn sideways, your mast is ripped off, you're tangled in fishnet. That's why we absolutely can't come off the line that we're holding in our hands.
Now they need to test their system. They enter the river near the cliff face, but quickly realize the currents are even worse below the surface.
I'm out here at the end of the line. The current's pretty strong out here. Yeah, it's really strong, but I'm managing to hold on. Over.
Diving here puts them in constant danger of being smashed into the surrounding boulders.
I just can't get over how much sand there is down here. Yeah, it's really bad. I'm not sure how we're gonna ever see anything down here.
Visibility is zero, but the test is a success. The weights and their guidelines held. Their system can be used for the investigation. But the swirling sand below the surface is another matter.
Feel this. Sand I got a sand mohawk. It's like an inch thick in my hair.
It's like a beanbag in there. That's ridiculous.
That's how much sand is in that water. It's swirling around down there.
The sand adds another challenge, but it should be manageable. The next step is to locate their target. The lost ship had a metal hull, and that fact leads the team to bring in British engineer Bob Hickson. Hickson has developed and worked with sophisticated metal detecting systems for more than 30 years.
This system's a unique system that I developed for myself to locate historic wrecks. It combines the GPS, an echo sounder and the magnetometer and displays all the data graphically on the computer.
Bob has used this magnetometer to find historic Spanish wrecks near Panama and 18th century shipwrecks off Britain. The team begin the search in the area Mike scouted. It's at the foot of the rapids, where some reports say La Grandeer foundered. Bob plans to zero in on the steam-driven gunboat's metal hull and boiler. As the magnetometer is towed behind the boat, it displays any changes in the Earth's magnetic field caused by metal objects. La Grandier's metal hull and boiler would create a unique signature and help pinpoint the wreck's location. After a century on the bottom of the Mekong, La Grandeer might be buried deep within the sand. Bob's expertise is the only way to find it.
This is saying,
Yeah, it's really jumping, eh? Wow.
there's no good. I think that it shouldn't be like that. You're not being flat, you know.
Right.
That's no good at all.
The magnetometer is behaving oddly. The geology of the area is uncharted, and some rocks contain enough iron to disrupt Bob's readings, making locating the target nearly impossible.
Well, I think this here is solid iron. If you look at it.
Bob suggests an easy test to determine if these rocks are affecting his magnetometer. He has Warren move the sensor away from the rocks. There's a huge fluctuation in the signal. The rocks are indeed magnetic and are strong enough to confuse Bob's system.
But it's caused by the rocks. So you'll never find it with the magnetometer.
It's a massive setback. Without the magnetometer, they have no way of knowing where to dive. So the Fletchers turn their attention to why the gunboat might have sunk, hoping the answer will shed light on its location.
Yeah, draw it out for me.
Somsak Pongvijit is a local speedboat driver. He regularly navigates this section of the river and knows its dangers.
ถ้าคนใดหันขับเรือมานี่ยานก้อนนี้เนาะยานตัวนี้เนี่ยมันจะเลอมานี่นะมันบ่มานี่เนาะมันจะมาที่จะมาตามก้อนนี้ก่อนน้ำมันจะดึงมาทางนี้เดี๋ยวตามนี้แล้วก็ตามนี้มันก็โค้งมาที่คือก่อนน้ำมาไปโค้งมาที่มันเป็นมุนจม ถ้าว่าผู้ใดมานี้มาแหน่ใส่หัวก้อนตัวนี้แล้วก็มันเซมาน้อยเดียวก็บ่ถึงที่ไปสบาย
So people think they need to be in the center of the river, but what happens? The water hits this big rock,
because
pushes the ship sideways.
Yeah.
I see. So really what they need to do is stay really close to this rock, so when they get pushed over, they end up in the middle.
Yeah.
Of course. So that's probably what happened to La Grandeer. They probably didn't realize that they were going to get forced over. They were in the middle, got pushed up against this rock, and then caught in that whirlpool.
And that rock is the one they're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
And that rock is the one they hit.
Yeah.
And when is the most dangerous time to go through the river?
มันเดิน10เป็นเดือนที่ว่าอันตรายกว่าหมู่หรือว่าเดือน7เดือน8
เดือน10ก็แห้งเดือน7ไป5เดือน10ระยะ3เดือนนี่แห้งน้ำแห้ง
You know this dangerous time is start from July to October.
So the Grandeer came through here at the most dangerous time of the year.
แล้วอันเรือที่มาต่ำอยู่นี่หันเรือของฟังมันเป็นเวลาที่น้ำแห้งบ่
น้ำแห้งลายน้ำแห้งลาย
The river's powerful current could have driven La Grandeer onto the rocks, then dragged the boat downriver to her final resting place.
That whirlpool, you think about it, would be swirling this way. It would have kind of sucked it across to that side of the river.
It does kind of point in that direction, doesn't it?
The Fletchers decide to focus on a 50-meter stretch of river directly below the cliff face that La Grandeer might have hit. It's a smaller search area than they'd envisaged, but it's close to jagged rocks and extremely dangerous. The good news is that Bob thinks he's found a way to use the magnetometer.
Okay, Mike, put the fish in.
Okay, fish going in!
Bob lowers the magnetometer's sensitivity to minimize readings from the Mekong's natural magnetic signature.
What's happening?
That's working fine.
Getting the signal from this steel boat?
Yeah, it's picking it up. I detected that boat.
What's that? Get it!
Bob's adjustments work. The magnetometer can now distinguish between a ship's metal hull and the surrounding rock.
You can go and find it now.
The team travels slowly through the water so the magnetometer can pick up any metallic signatures detected on the riverbed. After 6 hours, their patience pays off. They score a strong hit near the cliff face.
Yeah, here we go. Look, see? There's a sudden change in the field, look. Here. You see where you get this second drop?
Whoa.
Look, see that? That is more likely the wreck there.
The display shows an object resting just 9 meters below the surface, close to the location suggested by speedboat driver Somsak.
Standing up 10 feet off the bottom, perfect return.
I like that.
It looks promising. Of course, it has to be the trickiest spot in the river to try and dive, doesn't it? Right in this channel where all the water is just getting hammered through
It
this
makes you
small
wonder whether
space.
there's fish gathered around it. That's why it's fishing there.
You know the fishermen know where the wrecks are every time, right?
Yeah.
The Fletchers believe they have a promising target to investigate. The location that gave the strong magnetometer reading is also a popular spot for fishing. But conditions near the rock face have deteriorated since yesterday. The river is moving much faster and will make the dive more dangerous. Strong currents, back eddies, and massive whirlpools prevent the boats getting close to the dive site, so the Fletchers have to portage their heavy gear over razor-sharp rocks. Each large double tank and backpack weighs close to 45 kilograms. A wrong step could be fatal. But they should know better than to turn their backs on the mighty Mekong. A powerful whirlpool snatches the dive boats. Each weighs roughly 900 kilograms, but they're being dragged downriver.
Get around the rock! Get around the rock!
As they battle the current and wrangle the ships back into position, it reminds them what they're up against.
Okay, keep the boat over there out of the current.
เอาไว้นี่เอาไว้นี่เอาเขาพี่เอาเขาพี่บอกไปพูดก็ได้หรอกบอกไปพูดก็ได้
Mike, you don't think this is too dangerous? Oh, that's hell of a current there, you know. I mean, look what it did to the boats.
Just
What's it
baby
going to do
steps.
to you?
We're gonna hold on tight.
โอเค
Just
แล้ว
baby steps.
ไปพูดไปพูดไปพูดไปพูด
Bob's really nervous, eh?
Yeah, I don't blame him.
The current underwater can be even more violent.
Okay, Dad, I'm coming down to you. Over.
Their guideline is the only thing saving the divers from being swept away. But to search for La Grandeer, they must let go of the rope with one hand so they can feel for the target. With zero visibility underwater, rocks and debris pose a grave threat.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky down here. Pretty crazy. Trying to hold on. But we're working our way down.
Okay, I'll leave you to the dive. Call me if you've got any problems. Over.
I'm getting close to the end of the line, and I think there's something down here.
As Mike nears the target, there's danger from the surface.
And both of you, there's a really large steel boat going past at the moment, so just be careful. You'll hear the engines now.
Roger that.
The wake from the riverboat adds turbulence to the underwater currents, making it even harder to hold onto the guideline.
Whoa!
Mike gets dragged to the end of the rope.
We're in.
Dada?
I found something down here.
Mike Fletcher battles to hold onto his line and make sense of what he has discovered. Overhead, a massive boat passes dangerously close.
Warren, I can feel it now. It's a tree. We need to get out of here before I get sucked into it.
The underwater current is so unstable that Mike and Warren must haul themselves back along the line to safety.
I swam right into a tree.
Did you?
I think that's what our target was.
Oh,
Up there about, I don't know, 20 meters.
Yeah,
There's a dip in the sand.
yeah.
That's where Warren met me. And
Yeah.
just beyond that, there's a big tree.
Oh.
I'm sure what you're seeing wasn't
Yeah.
the remnants of the Grandeer. I think what you're seeing is that big old tree.
A promising hit has turned into a disappointment. It looks like the magnetic properties in the rock and the swirling sand have again created a false target. The Fletchers need a lead. They revisit the secret 1964 British plan to recover La Grandeer. In London, Warren had met with Sir Peter Wakefield. In the 1960s, Sir Peter was a member of Britain's Foreign Office and a key player in an operation to recover the sunken treasures of Laos. The plan to find Grandeer was hatched during the Vietnam War, when the British government was working to prevent the spread of communism.
Well, it was not in the normal run of business, you might say, no.
The Foreign Office believed that finding the treasure and returning it to the King of Laos would be a valuable gesture to an ally in the fight against communism. But a new government in Britain pulled the plan's funding and shelved the scheme.
That's too bad. So in the end, the project never went forward and nobody ever dove in the river or looked for any of the artifacts or the ship itself?
Well, there is this story that there was an attempt made, or at least they looked at it in '68.
4 years after the aborted 1964 mission, there was a second British attempt to find the treasure. But it ended in tragedy when the expedition's DC-3 crashed into the Mekong. This revelation opens up another mystery. Simon Dunstan is a military historian who has investigated the incident.
After the initial impact, several of the people got out of this aircraft and were in the river. And then there was a rescue attempt by an American Huey helicopter. But it flew so low over the river that the rotor downwash forced the people underwater, and they all drowned. So all 37 people on board that airplane died.
And do we know, did the group actually dive down to the bottom of the river?
We understand they did. And obviously, if any artifacts they might have recovered, unfortunately, would have been lost in the airplane crash.
It's a new target, a plane that could have been loaded with treasure when it went down. And in Laos, Warren finds a man who saw it happen.
Yes, I know. He said that, yes, I know, because I saw the airplane crash that time.
He saw the plane crash?
Yeah.
Wow, you're actually there. That must have been pretty crazy. Unbelievable.
แต่ว่าค่อยกับยนต์นั้นไกลกันบ่ฮอดพอ200 เมตรเลยมันตกนี่มันตกกระตกคืออันซันมาซินน่ะจนย่างก็บ่เป็น
And I'm curious, is the airplane still in that same spot?
ได้ชื่อได้ดีเพราะว่าเห็นนี่
Only a handful of people saw the plane crash. The witness Warren found is fisherman Buntan Jontavun. Buntan was 11 years old at the time, but he's confident he can remember exactly where the plane went down. He guides the team 4 kilometers north of their original search area. The DC-3 had a wingspan of 29 meters and weighed more than 11,000 kilograms. Buntan can recall the crash in vivid detail.
So, which way did the plane come from?
มันมาทางเบื้องไหนยนต์มาทางเบื้องไหน
มันกลายไปพุ่นแล้วมันกลับคืนมา
Airplane came from that way and go down and turn back again.
Looking for a place to land.
Yeah.
เราก็จะเอาเสือกมัดอันปีกบนทางเทิงพอ
3 days after the crash, Buntan says he saw locals attempt to salvage the plane from a rocky ledge on the opposite side of the river.
That large rock right there is the face where the airplane ended up. And it was there that they tied the cable on it and winched on it till they pulled the wing off. And we were told that when the wing came off, they actually had bodies rolling out of the aircraft. What I like about this target is, unlike Grandeer, we know exactly where to dive. We don't need to search for it. We just need to get in the water and possibly find the treasure. Now.
They have a defined area to search, but this section of the Mekong is the most dangerous they have encountered. A high volume of water flows through the narrow channel, making the river race and the current stronger than Mike expected. The Fletchers face added danger in the search area for the plane. Frequent boat traffic roars through the channel, churning up the water.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to be in the water right now.
No? Well, our timing was perfect. We know when a boat goes by, it creates crazy whirlpools. If we had been in the water when that boat went by, that would have been a bad one.
Look at the wake off of that thing.
The Fletchers have a secret weapon for this dive, advanced technology that uses sonar. The kit generates visual images from reflected sound. It would guide them through the Mekong's almost zero visibility, but it's cumbersome and adds to the dangers of their dive.
Personally, I think it's a death trap down there without the sonar, and you got to hold on basically with two hands to the thing.
What you're saying is it's dangerous if you take it with you.
It's dangerous enough without it. Forget about having it with you.
Right.
It's a difficult decision. The scanner could help lead them right to the treasure. The handheld acoustic camera uses sound to see. It generates detailed images in real time by bouncing sound waves off surfaces underwater. A powerful tool in the swirling maelstrom of the Mekong. Warren faces the challenge of holding onto the guideline while using the acoustic camera. He decides it is worth the risk. Warren follows his dad into the river and towards the target. The swirling sand causes some interference in the acoustic camera, but Warren can still see Mike traveling along the guideline. It's slow progress, but the images from the acoustic camera reassure them.
I should be about 4 feet in front of you right now, over. Yes, that's right.
They maneuver the guideline away from the cliff face, a bold move to increase their search area.
One is working out ahead of me, and we're just going to get this rope off the cliff face here, just at the end. We're almost out to the anchor.
But as the line goes slack, a violent current suddenly catches them.
Whoa!
And Warren disappears.
Take a look at the surface. Do you see one up there? I don't see him on the rope. Bob, can you see him there? Over?
No, Mike, he's not on the surface.
Okay, just stand by. I'm going to go out to the end.
You okay, Warren?
Mike battles the current, searching for his son amid the churning sand.
Can you confirm you're okay, Warren? Over.
The team fear Warren has been dragged off the line and swept downriver.
Oh, wait a minute, I can feel him on the rope. It's crazy down there. It's all right. Okay, we're going to make our way back.
Mike helps Warren find his way back along the guideline.
I thought we lost you there. I got pushed way up by the current. Oh, I'm glad you're all right. Current is way too strong here.
Nightmare.
There's no trace of wreckage, and the raging current rules out further dives. The search for the plane is halted. But one team member has other plans. Engineer Bob Hickson heads back to their first search site, the rapids at Tattawa. He wants to try his magnetometer one last time. An abandoned monument close by has links to La Grandeer.
This is the entrance, the monument.
It was erected as a landmark for river traffic, but nearly a century in the forest has taken its toll.
Sadly, this is the monument. Mr. Bombay explained to me that someone has come in the past and probably said use dynamite to blow it up, thinking that there might be some sort of treasure or something buried inside the monument.
The monument marked the place where men died and treasure was lost. The Fletchers decide to make it visible from the Mekong once again.
Nobody can enjoy this monument. There's not a whole lot left of it, but what is left is pretty amazing. And they put a lot of work into this thing, obviously.
You can see it again.
The scale of the crumbling structure has given the Fletchers confidence they're diving in the right place. And Bob adds to the optimism with news of a strong magnetic contact a bit further downriver. The target site is just 150 meters from where Somsack suggested La Grandeer had hit the rocks. Locals want to boost the expedition's final chance at success, so they sacrifice a pig to Naga, a spirit of the Mekong.
I've gone through a lot of things to hunt for shipwrecks, but never anything quite like this before.
I think it's very important to the people, and they don't want us to upset the spirits, I don't think. And they know we're here to deliver an icon back to them that's going to be important for their culture. So yeah, I think they really did want us here to do this.
Perhaps the river spirits were appeased.
Nice job on the tent. This is great.
The water around their target is moving slower than at previous dive sites, making this one the best so far.
This is a great potential, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be investigated.
Oh, it's the perfect spot. I've seen this before. Things come rushing down through a set of rapids and they drop out as soon as it calms down.
Yeah.
The Fletchers contemplate everything they have learned about the river and the story of La Grandeer. They believe this could be the last resting place of the missing Laotian treasure. The team are optimistic about their next dive. Warren brings the acoustic camera to help scour the river bottom for signs of the wreck.
Okay, I'm just turning by. Warren, can you see anything that's sticking above bottom on the sonar? Over. Yeah, I can see you there on the end of the line really well.
The current is manageable here, so Mike uses a handheld metal detector to pinpoint anything buried in the shifting sand.
Are you getting anything on the metal detector, Mike? Over.
Nothing so far, Bob. Just moving around. Oh, wait a minute. There's something here. Yeah, definitely getting something here. I'm getting a signal, even on low sensitivity, Bob.
It's good that you're detecting metal because that detector won't be affected by magnetic rock. So there's definitely metal below the sand there. That could be quite a big object just below the sand. It's worth giving a dig, see if you can feel anything just under the sand. Over.
Roger that.
A strong hit on the metal detector could indicate a section of La Grandier's steel hull.
Yeah, very exciting hit here. But digging deep into the sand and not recovering anything here yet. I wish it wasn't caving in. I keep digging deeper and deeper in the sand, just building in on top of it. I can't seem to penetrate down into the sand very much, Silver.
As Mike digs, the sand coils and shifts. The metal detector could be reading a target buried up to 4 meters deep.
I'm really giving it a thorough try, Silver.
I must admit, that is disappointing.
They finally mastered the underwater conditions, but there's just no way to reach the object.
If we want to go any further here, it's going to mean bringing in a dredge on a barge, which won't be easy with the current and the rapids nearby. And it'll be a salvage operation that could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I understand the problems of anybody who's ever come here in the past to try and find this wreck.
And there's nothing easy about diving in this river, that's for sure.
No, and as time goes on, it'll only get tougher and tougher.
Each year, the Mekong erodes more than 170 kilometers of riverbank. Tons of sand and silt pour into the racing waters. Sediment that would bury any treasure and make diving difficult. But the Fletchers believe they may have found the last resting place of Grandeer and are keeping the GPS coordinates a secret, shared only with the Laotian authorities. So the mighty Mekong will hold on to its secrets until another day.